AILEIKE ALKT709 Gas Pressure Reducing Valve Calibration Platform. Pressure range: low pressure 0 to 2.5 MPa, high pressure 0 to 20 MPa. Mainly used for oxygen, nitrogen, argon, helium, hydrogen. Metrological verification of pressure gauges for carbon dioxide and other gas pressure reducers. Next, let me introduce its structure and function. This is the gas cylinder interface. This is a shut-off valve and also an air inlet. This is a high-pressure relief valve that closes when measuring pressure and opens when ending to release pressure. This is a high-pressure regulator valve. When the pressure is unstable, it can be locked to maintain a stable pressure. This is the output interface of the high-voltage standard meter, used to connect the high-voltage standard meter. This is a high-pressure booster pump that increases or decreases pressure within a small range. This is the output interface of the high-voltage and low-voltage test meter, used to connect the high-voltage and low-voltage test meter. This is the output interface of the low-voltage standard meter, used to connect the low-voltage standard meter. This is the cut-off valve at the high and low-pressure connection. This is a low-pressure fine adjustment valve that increases or decreases pressure within a small range. This is a low-pressure relief valve that closes when measuring pressure and opens when ending to release pressure. This is the connection port of the low-voltage tested meter. We have connected the high and low-voltage standard meter and the high and low-voltage tested meter to the output port. High-voltage standard table corresponds to high-voltage inspected table. Low-voltage standard table corresponds to low-voltage inspection table. At the same time, the low-pressure pipe has been connected to the low-pressure gauge connection port. The high-pressure pipe has been connected to the gas cylinder interface. Connect the other end of the connector to the gas cylinder. Before measuring pressure, turn on the oxygen pressure regulator knob first. Next, let's proceed with the process of measuring low pressure. First, close the shut-off valve, high-pressure relief valve, cut-off valve at high and low pressure connection, low-pressure relief valve. Then open the shut-off valve again, cut-off valve at the connection between high and low pressure. Then slowly increase the pressure until it reaches the calibration value and stops. Close the cut-off valve at the high and low pressure connection again. Next, use the low-pressure fine adjustment valve to adjust the calibration value to 1 MPa. Then open the high and low pressure connection cut-off valve again. Then continue to apply pressure until it reaches the next calibration value and stops. Close the cut-off valve at the high and low pressure connection again. Continue using the fine-tuning valve to adjust to the next calibration value of 2 MPa. Perform the same operation and adjust to the next calibration value of 2.5 MPa. Next is the decompression process. First, slowly open the low-pressure relief valve and release the pressure until it reaches the calibration value before stopping. Close the low-pressure relief valve again. Then use the fine-tuning valve to adjust the calibration value to 1 MPa. Finally, open the low-pressure relief valve, release pressure to 0, and the measurement is complete. Next, let's proceed with the process of measuring high voltage. First, adjust the high-pressure booster pump to the appropriate position to the left. Close the shut-off valve again, high-pressure relief valve. Cut-off valve at high and low pressure connection. Open the low-pressure relief valve again. To prevent damage to the low-pressure gauge during high-pressure pressurization, continue to open the shut-off valve. Then continue to apply pressure until it reaches the calibration value and stops. Close the shut-off valve again. Then use the pressure pump to adjust the calibration value to 6 MPa. Continue to apply pressure to around 10 MPa and stop. Close the shut-off valve again. Then use the pressure pump to adjust to the next calibration value of 15 MPa. Similarly, adjust the pressure pump to the next calibration value of 25 MPa. Next is the decompression process. First, slowly open the high-pressure relief valve and release the pressure until it reaches the calibration value before stopping. Close the high-pressure relief valve again. Then use a pressure pump to reduce the pressure to the calibration value of 15 MPa. Perform the same operation and adjust to the next calibration value of 6 MPa. Finally, open the high-pressure relief valve, stop valve, and set the relief to 0. The measurement is complete.